All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Phlox'em. We're doing the Reaper of Archons tournament today, put on by Archons Corner. This is Big Z kind of basically just trying to hype up the game found as much as possible. So they're actually giving away a Reaper of Amber pledge to the winner of the tournament. It's a really interesting format, too. Just getting my stuff in order. It's a SAS climb with double elimination. So we got this double elim bracket going here. We had to do kind of a play-in game, which is a little bit sad. We're all kind of just waiting for this one to end so that we could get onto the main event here. See if mine is up yet. Okay, so Noble One is making mine. Anyways, SAS climb. We're doing. Sorry, I need to mute some stuff because I'm hearing stuff going in the background that I gotta talk over. Anyways, so it's gonna go up by 5 SAS every round, and we will basically be choosing. We're choosing decks from a pool of Archon's Corner decks. So they're not our own decks that we're playing with. And I had about an hour to pick decks, so I am not expecting this to go super well. I did make some changes to the format here. I've got my face up in the corner there so you guys can see what's going on. I am trying to kind of manage a couple things going on here. Okay, so they've got a pretty heavy creature control deck. I went with a basically 0 amber control and tons of speed to just see if I can just blaze through this. And I'm pretty happy with this starting hand, I think. I do want to see the Sting fairly early and key charge late, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. We have a nice turn 1 with Zizix the Many. So we can start archiving this stuff. So we can look a little bit. I might do a review of the decks at the end because it's been kind of a messy day so far. Not like messily run, but just kind of just everything going on. It's been a little bit crazy, so I should check if they have any scaling control. I don't see much. They have some, yeah, lots of creature control. Looks like they're just going to try and make a pretty big board, so we're just going to go ham. Play the Zizix the Many ready so we can reap and archive this Dust Pixie. So basically, basic theory of what's going on with this deck is we've got the Sting. Let's see if they have artifact control. They do have a Poltergeist, so we got to be probably careful with the Sting. So I might have kind of a funky turn, just discarding these bad pennies. I wonder if they're not doing too much damage. I wonder if I should just play the bad pennies. So they're setting up for a decent turn here. I do have ammonia clouds coming, so I don't want the Sting to get poltergeisted yet. I don't want to play this Mars. So I kind of figured this deck would have a little bit of clunk. But since I have the Sting in hand, I've got this in archives. We are just going to take a pretty bad turn here. I don't want him getting a blaster and killing these, so we're just going to discard. Doesn't feel great, but should have some decent follow-up. We got the Poison Wave now. We have a fine Untamed turn if we want to go that way. And just checking that everything is functioning correctly. Again, I am a little bit all over the place today. It's been a ridiculous week. So I'm just trying to keep up. So at this point, I honestly wouldn't mind if they went to check, but they didn't. So we're going to go Untamed, take the Archives, Nocturnal Maneuver to exhaust these three. I'm fine with the Explorer over staying out. Play the Dust Pixie, and then play a Way of the Bear on Zizix, just in case we do want to fight with him. Okay, so we've got some nice Mars stuff coming up. I'm probably gonna, well, problem is I actually don't want this out when I drop the Sting. So I could hit it with Mars. They are in check. Do I have a way of taking them off check? No. So I think this is as good a time as any to do the Shadows play. Again, just burst up a ton, and then there is a key charge in the deck to kind of get us back in business. So we'll go ahead and just do that. Drop that. Play the Poison Wave. Again, we're only going to get 5 of this Amber, but in this game, that's still going to count for a lot. And then next turn, we can actually EMP blast it and get a lot of the Mars value. That's the plan for what this deck is trying to do, is basically this play. It looked pretty fun. It's actually well below the SAS cap. The SAS cap was 64, and this is a 57. It just looked fun to me. It's mostly what I picked on here. I tried to find good stuff, tried to do a lot of kind of all around, like, has a little bit of artifact control, decent amount of creature control. I definitely leaned into a lot of Amber generation. I want to just try to fly through some of this stuff. Got to be careful of this. So I want to use him first. I might actually need to fight, just there's a lot of creatures coming down. I do have to start taking care of that, because there's not a ton of creature control outside of those ammonia clouds, which I really need to find. Okay, so Buzzle comes down. Let's see if they just kill the... No. Okay. So it's got Assault 2. That actually, I think, overrides the fight ability, so we don't want to do that. We're just going to archive this Ancient Bear, I think. Let's see this. Mars creature, robot creature, so we'll get that at least. We'll Zookeeper the Malice on, I think. So we're definitely going Mars. Is it worth fighting something here? I could kill that, but then I don't get the fight effect. Could kill him, but then don't get the fight effect. Yeah, let's just do this. We'll archive the bear. We will EMP blast to blow up my Sting. Soft landing for the Zookeeper. Reap with the Zookeeper to pick up Malson. And then drop the Mega Mouth. And there's our Ammonia Clouds. So that clears up most of this board for us. We do have the Mimicry now. So we're basically just digging for Key Charge at this point to kind of close out the game. This is going well. This is going better than I'd hoped. I knew I would have to dig through a decent amount of Clunk in this deck, but I'm happy so far. So this guy being stunned is a little bit rough, but I think it's definitely worth it to get rid of the Sting there. They don't have a Poltergeist target now. Their Dis probably isn't a great turn. Untamed. So they might actually still get some decent burst here. We're probably going to have to win when we're both at 2 keys. Reaps with Ethereum destroys the Zookeeper. That is totally fair. Reaps with Dendrix. Reaps with Buzzle. I'd be fine with that. And then a Poltergeist to go to 6. Okay. So if I go shadows, I essentially only do one play. If I go untamed, we don't do anything good with that. The vigor will be good later for this guy because he's going to take more damage this turn. So we're just going to wipe most of their board, rebuild a little, and like I said, try and find that key charge. So no, we're going to move stun, reap, ammonia clouds. Okay, still no key charge, but we're at 10. They're forging here for 6. We do have some amber control coming up, though, with the Urchin and the Relentless Whispers, so it's looking good. Probably get a Quintrino Flux here, which would take out him and probably the Zizix, because the Zizix helps me cycle. Have a nice finishing blow here, too. Okay, so Unnatural Selection doesn't hit anything because it's 3 creatures and 1 creature. Another Imprinted Murmook is rough. We have to be really careful of those. Camouflage on it. Question is, can they stop me if I just go to check here? I don't think they have much. So we're going to go Shadows, not take the Archives, drop the Seeker Needle. We will Finishing Blow to destroy a damaged creature and steal 1. And then we will Pawn Sacrifice. I think it's actually the Dominator at this point to nail those 2. Still no key charge, so if they do come up with something here, we're in trouble. But we have a pretty nice Untamed turn. We can Mimicry some stuff in there, discard if we need to. Not that there's a whole lot we could Mimicry that would help us. So it is still, I mean, like, I am going very fast. There's a lot of amber being generated. And I don't think they have the Evil Eye, if they've drawn that. Actually, that might be their only way out here. So they play this. Evil Eye, so now we can actually Mimicry the Evil Eye. So we're just going to go Untamed. And end turn there. We're going to hold on to the Mimicry in case we need the Evil Eye, but they already said GG. It's lucky early draws for sure. Quintrino Flux to kill some more. And there's Kirkar. Yeah, getting this thing early was exactly what this deck needed to do. So pretty happy about that. I don't know. I think it's a pretty crazy deck. Cool, cool. So that's our round 1 finished. Let's throw that in there. Still 3-2. See if there's any chatter. Oops. definitely still learning how to handle all of these things at once with the Discord and the recording and playing. It's a lot, but game one going well definitely helps. See what their deck was trying to do. It seemed like it just really wanted to build the board and kind of sit there with it. Fell Despair, Regrowth, Evil Eye, Poltergeist. Yeah, I think, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see kind of what their thoughts on it were. Kind of why they picked this deck. There's not a ton of Amber Pips. There are a lot of I think the Imprinted Murmooks are definitely a good call. Those are kind of sneaky good in this. But I think they have to basically keep a board to generate Amber, which at this level, like, we can look at this deck because it's silly. 27 expected Amber for this one. So it's got the triple Mega Mouth with the 2 soft landings, which if I can actually keep a board, that can do a lot. Otherwise, we saw with the Zizix the Many and the Zookeeper, it works really well. And then with the Brainstem, which I didn't draw, the Mars Suite just does a lot of ready and reap, basically, to gain that Amber. Tiny bit of Amber control with the Relentless Whispers and the Finishing Blow. So there's some people talking about streaming. I think I'm gonna cut this one off here, and then I'll jump back in on the next round because I don't know how much longer there's gonna be. All right, we'll see you round 2. Actually, maybe not. I just sorry, I'm all over the place because I can hear the Discord chat and you all can't. So let's look a little bit more. Really, the big thing that I saw in this deck was the Sting with both the EMP Blast, which we saw, and then also the Key Charge. Especially late game, if you draw all those late game, you just, like, right around Key 2, you basically just win the game right there. So the goal was if I faced Heart of the Forest or Jenka, that I was basically able to just forge through it, gain a bunch of Amber, and win. So I don't know, it worked out. The Ammonia Clouds, I think, were kind of the perfect amount of creature control for what we needed. Obviously, we have the Poison Waves too. Not super concerned about keeping my own creatures, but I think there was definitely just a combination of cards that we got early that were exactly what we needed to see. Zizix the Many to be able to archive and get through our deck faster. Zookeeper was a little bit of creature control, both the soft landings, one of the Ammonia Clouds, and the EMP Blast. I mean, we drew a lot of Mars early game for sure, which made a big difference. But we also had some of this Untamed with the Dust Pixie and Nocturnal Maneuver and Way of the Bear all have Amber Pips on them, so yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this deck. It's really cool. This is the kind of deck that I would love to just, like, have in my collection just because it's so kind of janky and fun and, like, focused, but it's not doing it's doing some of the standard, like, Untamed burst, but there's so much actual, like, it's still combo-y. It's not just play Amber Pips. There's a lot of other things it's doing too, so okay. With that, I will now cut this video off, and then we'll start again next round. Looks like we have a couple games left, so we'll cut this off here, and I'll record the next one.